Look, I am in no shape or form a purist when it comes to engine swaps. If you were to build the perfect formula for really annoying the purist, this might be the final boss. Air-cooled Porsches have an incredible reputation. They are super fun to drive, have an incredible history, great handling, great weight distribution, you name it, they've got it. So what happens when somebody says, you know what? I don't want to pay for that. And instead, they buy a shell of an air-cooled Porsche. Okay, so the car doesn't drive. So what do you do then? That's when you take a K24 Honda engine and put it in the back of the air-cooled Porsche, screaming almost to 9,000 RPM. And what you have is actually really surprising. So what's it like driving a K24 Honda motor Porsche? Let's go for a drive and find out. And hopefully not really annoy the internet. Hey guys, before we get started, a huge thanks to today's sponsor, Brunt. Brunt makes the most comfortable work boots on the market. What's even better about it is that they're designed to be comfortable straight out of the box, without the long, painful break-in period of a lot of brands. And I snagged myself the Marin boot in black, and I opened the box and immediately put them on because I was so stoked to try them, and they were immediately comfortable. I was just ready to walk around and take on the day. And the boots are extremely durable and can hold up to any environment. For example, every year I go up to Minnesota during the extreme winter conditions where I go do ice drifting on frozen lakes. We're talking way below zero here. And having a good boot is an absolute must in these sort of conditions, and Brunt has never let me down. They are slip, oil, and heat-resistant outsoles that can handle up to 572 degrees Fahrenheit. And unlike other gear brands, Brunt doesn't rip you off with their pricing. Their products are priced very affordably. And what I love about Brunt is that they are so confident that you will love their gear. And if you go out on the job and you don't love it, you can just send it back. It's an absolute win-win. And they are also the perfect gift for that hardworking person in your life, or just a gift to yourself. So make sure to get $10 off your first purchase today by going to bruntworkwear.com/tdib. That's bruntworkwear.com/tdib with the link in the description. And huge thanks to Brunt once again for sponsoring today's video. Hi everyone, David here, and welcome to a 1986 Porsche Carrera. However, this is not your normal Carrera. And that is because over the years, air-cooled Porsches have gotten extraordinarily expensive. And then out of nowhere, the market said, hey, you guys remember those air-cooled Porsche 911s? Those things are really cool and really raw. The problem is, for everybody else, they got really, really expensive. What happened with this car is that they bought a shell instead, because they're like, screw that. The motor itself for one of these is $20,000. So naturally, if you can find the body itself and you don't mind using a different power plant, then there you go. You have yourself an air-cooled Porsche, just not in the same way you expected. But instead, you get something completely different, and that is what we're in today. This is a K24 swapped air-cooled Porsche 911 Carrera. And this is the first time I've driven a K-Series engine behind me. There's the K-Series MR2s, stuff like that, but I've never done a Porsche. With the K-Series sitting all the way back there, the weight distribution is still very good. This actually uses a Porsche transmission, but mated to the K24. But the K24 motor came down of a totaled Honda Accord. And they were like, screw it. Let's put it in here. They were able to achieve their dream car just in a much different way than normal. This car has so much presence with the whale tail and everything along those lines that these cars started. There's a reason why the Porsche 911 has aged so incredibly well. And this thing still handles wonderfully. You still have a high revving engine, which is really fun to drive. I've actually driven a factory air-cooled Porsche, so I am able to kind of compare and contrast. And I actually think that this is a really fascinating approach to make it happen. Get the looks of the 911, you still get the vibes of the beautiful dashboard that has aged so incredibly well. The shifter is very, very tricky because the pedals are actually all the way to the right. You have the pedals all the way to the right in the footwell, so it's a little bit weird to get used to. Also, the clutch distance is insane. To get to the floorboard, it feels like an absolute eternity. So there is a little bit of a learning curve to where the clutch grabs, but I'm slowly but surely getting the hang of it. The shifter also feels solid. It just takes some time because it's a floor mounted shifter, right? And this isn't some crazy turbo boosted K-series. It's naturally aspirated. It is VTEC, but it's manageable and fun. That is so weird hearing like a Honda rev limiter behind you. Usually you have tires spinning up front going crazy, or even some all-wheel drive Hondas that I've driven, and you get that signature VTEC brap. But yeah, when you hear it behind you, it honestly feels pretty natural. I really thought this might be some really crazy feeling thing, but the power to weight in this feels really great. Plus I'm dead hooking, right? There's nothing that's causing me not to, because all the weight is in the back. This thing definitely makes you feel good. It's a looker, man. The side profile, the body lines. Also, it still has the Continental radio that came with it. Another thing too that's very impressive is that it's not incredibly vibrating. That's not a very good term, but a lot of the times when you do K-swaps, the entire chassis is like fighting for its life when it's just sitting at a stoplight, because people tend to use solid motor mounts. The motor mount in this essentially hangs all the way off to the side. It's actually pretty fascinating how far away this motor is mounted to the frame rail, because you have to think, with the original flat engine, it covered the entire base of the engine bay. Yeah, it just takes a little bit to get used to the pedals and everything else. Honda power, but in a Porsche. Just got a good wave. I was making eye contact with this dude on the street. He saw me do the pull. I was like, I hope it's okay. And then he gave me the peace sign. So we're safe, we're good. One thing is that you actually need to push down the clutch much harder than you do on the gas pedal. And earlier I made the mistake of pushing a little too hard on the gas pedal and I popped the throttle cable off. Oh wait, I think I might see it. One sec. Like a spherical shape, and it looks like it needs to like pop back in, if that makes sense. Okay, I think I fixed it. Give me 1 second. Let me see what happens. It's interesting how efficient it is in the Porsche chassis, because you're like, oh yeah, I can always put the power down. It's almost like Porsche knows how to make a chassis or something. But you know, the floor shifter is something to truly get used to. You know, after a while, you start to get used to it, but reaching all the way down here, it's something. It is nice having unlimited visibility in an old car though, just all glass, you know. A K-series swapped air-cooled Porsche. What did I think of it? Honestly, it's much more natural than I expected. I thought it was gonna be some VTEC screaming, crazy, unnatural experience, and I'm happy to say that I was completely wrong. I think it's really fascinating that you can mount this in such an obscure way, and it doesn't really seem like the weight distribution or anything is really, really messed up or anything, right? And on that note, I typically upload on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.